would have been interred, those coming from the poor house and so on, or without means to buy a grave. The city obviously had a responsibility.
This is the poor ground. So the paupers were all in here.
This area is known locally as Plaguey Hill. And the reason for that being that twice it has been used, well, two main occasions. In 1832 and in 1847 was used to inter victims of outbreaks of disease. In 1832 there was a very serious outbreak of cholera. In fact, all over Europe during that period cholera was rife, you know, right through England, into France, Germany, Holland, and right across. And so it wasn't just sort of here, but the cholera victims had to be put somewhere. So FRIAR'S Bush, being still very much on the parts of the city at that time, or the town, was the ideal spot. And this floor part of the mound is where the victims from the cholera epidemic were interred. It's also part of the reason why the Stranmillis Road, just the other side of the wall here, is narrow still at this point. The feeling was that if they widened the road here, they would break into the ground and release cholera.
Right.
Now, whether there's any sort of real scientific basis in that, I'm not quite sure. Yes, cholera does exist in the groundwater, but at that point, who's to say it would still be active? I don't know.
They didn't want to take the chance?
But they weren't taking a chance. I would say there was also certain bureaucratic things at stake as well, because you would have had to move the wall.
Yeah.
The consecration of the ground, there would have had to been...
Yes, all sorts of ramifications. Yeah.
And obviously the graves would have had to be moved, so also logistically it would have been a very big task,
Plaguey Hill.
one. So I think they were quite happy to say,
And Adrian's telling us that cholera victims were placed in here, yes, by the dozen, and the potato famine victims were placed in here by the dozen, and also dysentery victims were placed in here. And the population of Ireland as a whole plummeted from 6 million people down to 2 million people at that time in the mid-1800s. Not all of them died, obviously. A lot of them emigrated to America, etc. But that was a lot of them did die, and that gives rise to the old saying, bring out your dead. People were dying. Belfast at one stage had 80,000 people living in it, and over a period of time, a tenth of those people died. 8,000 people due to cholera and dysentery.
When you find out the real truth, you think, well, yeah, I can understand why. It looked healthy enough when they were harvested, but they very quickly succumbed to a mold and basically became lumpy bits of black slime.
Victims of the potato famine were also buried in here in the 1840s, whenever the potato crop totally failed over a number of years, and people just starved to death.